According to script. Yeah, these Romanian fans are just looking for an excuse to make some noise.
Well,
Goodness.
I'll tell you, Nick, some half a year ago, or when was it, January, they have this big tournament in the HIයෙන් club in Bucharest. And I went there 2 days to teach a little bit. I didn't even participate. I just wanted to pick up a bit of the atmosphere in the club because I heard so much about it.
Romania,
none of it was light. Pool is so big in Romania. They have such a big heart for the game. This was a place with 40 tables, and in the tournament there were like 200 guys playing.
Wow.
And they play smart.
Well, they might play smart, but they've come up dry with Braga on that break. Now, where will the ball settle? That's not really a good lay at all for the Romanians, because the Spaniards can see that one ball.
Yeah, all focus will be on the 4. The 4 won't be pocketable in this position.
You see, that's how we know you're a world-class pool player. You've spotted the problem, and as they have as well.
Yeah.
You're talking 3 shots down the line, as you say, that 4 obscured there, top left by the 9. And already they'll be computing the permutations of how they get a hold of that 4.
Yeah, my guess is they'll try to get decent shape on the 3, and then, depending on the exact angle, will decide after that. Actually, I don't see them finishing this rack in this inning. Because, look, a good shot by Alcaide, but he's ending up low on the 3. They can choose to make the 3, but then off of the 6, the cue ball will go up towards the 7,
yep,
or even the corner pocket.
Sanchez Ruiz is the man who's got some decisions to make, as Alex says, and you can see it. That red 3 does go, but he's decided just to play the patient game, and you're absolutely right, Alex. It wasn't just going to be running the table. They've got to work at this one.
First time I saw the Romanian players, not only Ladanyi and Braga, but also other ones at the European Championship. They have impressed me. And they, you know, they drew my attention because they were beating Dutch players during the European Championship. They have a good all-round game.
Pretty tough mentally as well, from what I've heard. That you know, that they don't get bothered by big highs and lows. They don't get too excited if it's going well. They don't get down on themselves. Short memories if they have a bad shot.
For what I've seen, that was the only place in Europe where there was a lot of gambling in pool. So that's a big difference between USA, Asia on one side, and Europe. In Europe, there's just a tournament side of the game.
Extension call.
But in Bucharest, not. There was a lot of action there. And everyone, you know, they try to lure you into a kapkana. That's Romanian for trap. I got out of there, but they play hard.
Yeah, it's a tough school. Now, that cue ball has also taken the 4.
Yeah, that's a pity.
Yeah.
Was a nice shot.
Yeah, I don't think he wanted that.
Yeah, he figured to pocket the 3 and get some sort of sight of the 4 ball.
So Sanchez Ruiz goes by the nickname of El Ferrari, which gives you an indication of his style of play. And to swerve his way out of trouble there, and he wants that to go to the right side of the green ball, and it hasn't.
And I think the 6 goes. So what have we seen then? A good kick shot by Ladanyi, a bad roll for the Spaniards, and this is an open chance for the Romanians. Will they handle their nerve? Thin off the 6, full on the 8. Ladanyi can draw back. And if he doesn't trust the cue ball, the path of the cue ball, he can choose to leave Braga long. Pitichu, they call Braga.
That's the kid, isn't it, in Romanian?
Yeah.
He's no kid.
Extension called.
Yeah, right.
We sometimes talk a bit on Skype. Braga and me. I like him.
Well, this is Ladanyi, who goes by the nickname of Robocop, an ex-boxer in his time who lists his idol as Mike Tyson. You don't mess with this fella. Now, he wants that to do a bit of work, and I'm not sure that's what he wanted, Alex.
Yeah, nice, you know, nice try. He played a positive stroke, overcooked the shot. Now what? Double tempo for the 7, long to the short rail is difficult. Look at this shot, look at this shot. This is a nice, this is a proper billiard shot. He was close to the ball. In the spotlights, first rack, there was a good stroke. The first rack in the Mosconi Cup, 5 against 5. Niels Veijen had that same type of shot. He fouled. The object ball never got to the rail.
Yeah, because that's one of the keys as well. The object ball has got to hit a rail, otherwise it's a foul shot. And Alcaide has kicked himself out of trouble there, and he wants that brown to keep rolling and rolling and rolling.
Nice reply. Ladanyi can play straight back, a bank to the right-hand pocket, and try to miss it on the short rail, so the 7 will bounce back up. So it's an offensive shot with some defense in it, or of course just play 100% defense, but it's difficult.
No, that's not quite what he wanted.
That's why I didn't like the shot, because it's not easy and you can only lose with it. With the other shot you still have a chance to win.
So Ladanyi's opened the door for Sanchez Ruiz here. If this goes, the rack will follow. Barring something strange, and we have seen 9 balls missed already in this World Cup. I don't think we'll see this one missed. Sanchez Ruiz lining it up and putting the first rack on the board for Spain. Well, it was always cagey and cat and mouse, and it was who was going to blink first, and it was Ioan Ladanyi who blinked. And the Spanish were able to take full advantage to claim that first rack. And you said it, Alex, you didn't like his shot choice before he even made it.
Well, you know, if he would have played the same shot but better, they could have won the rack with it. But it's difficult, you know. There was a safety battle going on. Reply, and both parties playing quick, swift. And I think he rushed that shot on the 7 a little bit. You know, sometimes you need a little extra time to prepare. It's not just pulling the trigger, backswing and delivering the cue. Sometimes mentally you want a couple of extra seconds to get ready.
I'm going to ask you about that a little bit more in a moment, Alex, after we've seen this break from Francisco Sanchez Ruiz, the man from Murcia. He's certainly given him a good thump, and he gets his reward. And they can also see the 1 ball as well. But yeah, it's a 30-second shot clock, Alex, and we've seen players in previous matches, they've rushed their shots, they've snatched at them, as we just take a look at the action off the break. How much is it in the back of your mind, that 30-second shot clock?
You feel chased. You feel chased, and like now you said they snatched it, but if you say snatch, I think about cueing. And it's mostly with the shot clock a matter of shot selection and taking the total amount of time that you have to really decide, to be decided upon what you want to do, 100%. If a player knows what to do, these players, chances are that they're going to execute well.
Talking of executing well, let's look at the distance that's been established there, but there is a little sight of it for Braga to take a look at, but how's this going to end up? Not good.
Yeah, on the new table, when the object ball is frozen to the short rail, trying to clip it to hit it thin and come back is always, well, it's a trap. You have to hit it extra thin.
None of these players, of course, have had an opportunity to play on this table until now, and an extension has been called by Sanchez Ruiz. So finding out how the table is rolling is important.
Yeah, that's funny. Once I spoke to Dick Jaspers, a Malta world champion in 3-cushion billiards, and I told him in pool you don't get any practice time on the table, and his eyeballs nearly fell out of their sockets. Difficult position. So
yeah, they've not quite got this under control yet, have they? This is going to take something a little bit special from Alcaide.
Oh, graced the 8-ball.
But I think it's going to work. I think it's going to work. Just one more half a revolution, and I think that's good enough.
Stun draw for the 4 to the corner, or draw for the side pocket. So he played shape for the corner pocket, keeping the game compact. Chose differently. And you see, by choosing for the side pocket, you had to let the cue ball run, making it more difficult to control the cue ball.
And giving Sanchez Ruiz a very nasty little 5 to have to negotiate. With position on the 6 far from easy as well.
Okay. Okay. Cinching the ball. I'll pocket the 5. He pockets the 6 to go up and down. Doesn't need to come all the way back to the 8. But plays to do so. Beautiful. Beautiful. They are in shape, Nick. It's a very positive shot.
Well, we heard Ted talking about it. I'm sure you can amplify this a little bit, Alex. David Alcaide is in the form of his life right now. You saw him out in Gibraltar, didn't you?
As is Sanchez. As is Sanchez. I mean, Sanchez, he played below par actually against Shane in Gibraltar. He could have gone far. But he's going far in many tournaments this year.
Well, the form horses have grabbed the early initiative here. That was an impressive looking rack. It's a worrying looking rack if you're the 2 Romanians and indeed the large cheerleader section that have come to East London to watch them. That's worrying. It's not that these guys are playing badly. The Spaniards are looking in very ominous form indeed. Ted Lerner was talking earlier. You heard him, Alex, talking about this partnership as a dark horse to win the entire trophy. Would you go that far?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, they made it look pretty easy, this clean-up, didn't they? There's the 2. This was a real tough shot to make, to get position off the back end of it as well. But once they got control of the table, they were not going to relinquish it. Sanchez Ruiz and Alcaide.
Rack 3, Spain to break, leading 2 racks to 0.
As you hear, up by 2. Still can't get a wing ball, but they do have a ball in a side pocket.
Nothing wrong here.
Yeah.
Straight in on the 1. It's going to be very difficult though to get on the 2. He has enough angle to go to the long rail and out, to go towards the 5 ball. The difficulty here for a player though, the fear of running too far and snookering behind the 9 can make a player under-hit the shot.
you were saying.
Full snooker. Still, many good things can happen here when he kicks at it. The way the balls are situated.
Extension call.
Yeah, not surprised they're taking the extension.
I would go to the long rail on the right. Don't play it too hard. I'd put it like this: to hit plus 4 diamonds. To hit and make the cue ball go another 4 diamonds.
Uh-oh.
Foul stroke.
He didn't listen
Ball
to
in
you.
hand. Start the clock, please.
And that is Romania. And a chance to get themselves right back into this. And there goes that cue ball.
Yeah, it's you know, it's unlucky to scratch from here, but that's 9-ball for you. The rolls come and they go. And it's just how well you use them.
Extension call.
I've heard pool players from around the world, Alex, say, you know what, the table remembers. If you get a lucky break, the table says, right, I'll get you back for that one.
Yeah, in the end, rolls even out. And like Alcaide showed in his final in the World Pool Masters against Jason Shaw, he was getting bad rolls, Alcaide, because Shaw missed some shots, but saved him. And he came with the shots. On a pool table, in 9-ball pool, you can do many things. You can play bank shots, you can play kick shots, you can play jump shots. And he came with the guts to win. So you can overcome.
Ladanyi looking to head for the hills, and what's that going to do?
Beautiful shot.
Take that. Yep.
Beautiful shot. I mean, you know, Braga misplayed his shape. Overhit that ball, but it's a good shot by Ladanyi. Now, if the 7 is off of the short rail, if it's not frozen, Sanchez can make the 4 off of the 7. Like a half ball hit on the 4, leading into a half ball hit on the 7. They call that a kiss shot.
Yeah, and that collision with the brown 7 and the cue ball does not help Spain there either. Set it up nicely for Braga.
Good shot. Now just a center ball hit. Cue ball will float directly straight towards the 7. Tricky. He's going towards the 8. And that looked snatchy, his cueing there.
Yeah, and he's left his partner with a bit of a no man's land shot here.
This is personal preference. There are players who like to kill the cue ball here. And there are players who go 4 rails. Look at this shot. Nice.
Oh, yes.
Ioan Ladanyi saves today in rec 3. Covers Braga's back.
Well, you'll hear if this 9-ball drops. Just listen to that reaction. We got ourselves a game here. The Romanians on the board. Had to do it the hard way, but this has been 3 fascinating racks so far. Spain in front, but certainly not having it all their own way. A good one brewing here at the York Hall Bethnal Green.
1-2bet sponsors the World Cup of Pool.
Ladanyi's break off. We see balls go in, but the wing ball not that often.
Well, he got one there, and he got the one in the side pocket as well.
Yeah. Well, being an ex-boxer, he'll never underhit the shot.
No. He'll feel right at home in this place. This is one of the cradles of British boxing in the York Hall. All the biggies have boxed here. Saw Lennox Lewis here many years ago. So he'll be right at home here. That's ripping that rack.
So what do they have? They have a route over the right side of the table. Thin off the 2, overcutting it. Getting the cue ball back towards the 6-9-3. It's the easiest to execute safety. Ooh.
Cut that a bit fine, didn't he? That looked like it was
Oh.
heading for a scratch.
Well, this is a roll, Nick. He hit that ball way too thick. But managed to get a safety out of it. Possibly even a snooker.
The 2-3 obviously is the most challenging shot, getting from that blue
Extension called.
down to the red.
Yeah, it's even if he sees the 2, he's not going to attack it directly to the pocket. I don't think so. He can play a cross corner, bank it to cross the 2, possibly make it in the left-hand pocket, let the cue ball float back. Beautiful.
Needs that to slam the brakes on. And he definitely needs it to slow down. Now, has that given Ladanyi a sight here?
Yeah, he can make the 2, but he's going to run into the 8 ball. So there's no need to avoid the 8. If he wants to try and get to the 3 ball, he should use the 8.
Extension called.
Yeah, maybe. He's going, he's attacking. Playing with draw.
Oh, that was a pretty bad miss.
He got lucky.
He did.
They got the safety. It's possible, and I think that's what's happened, that he was so preoccupied about getting that full contact on the 8 to double kiss the cue ball and make it come back, that made him miss the pot.
Talking about kisses, there's one that they didn't want, the Spaniards.
So they need to land left of the 3, even if the 3 doesn't pass the 9. Then they'll play for a stop shot snooker behind the 9 ball.
Oh, yeah, he's beaten himself up about it as well, Braga. Sat in his chair.
That's his kapkana, his pitfall. That he, you know, he's a strong player, but he always puts pressure on himself. Like many do, but he more than others. Now what?
Well, that took an inadvertent bounce off the jaw as well for Alcaide, and it has set it up nicely. But still the problem remains for Ladanyi. They've got to try and get an angle on that 3.
Well, Ladanyi is looking to position the cue ball between the short rail and the 3. That's the simplest solution. 2 ball though. A big rack here. You don't get many mistakes from players like Sanchez and Alcaide in the form that they're in.
That one could be very expensive. Yeah. How's your safety play? That's the question they're being asked here, the Romanians. Get out of that one.
Yeah, and Alcaide did well speed-wise to position the 3-ball away from the rail. Subconsciously, for some reason, players often position that object ball close to the rail,
Foul stroke.
which makes it an easier target to hit.
That was just an impossible situation that Braga found
Start the
himself
clock,
in.
please.
And I guess if you'd press rewind, would there have been a smart move there to take an intentional foul and mess the table up, but he didn't go for that.
No, I don't think he had the opportunity, but what's most worrisome, especially for Ladanyi, is that Braga's cue action at the moment is it's really twitchy, it's really short. And I mean, worse than nerves are the consequences of nerves. So if you're in the chair, if you're nervous but still hitting the ball nicely, that's all right. But if you start to hit the ball bad, then you get really worried.
Could you speculate on what that's being caused by, Alex? I mean, this isn't a young kid. This is a very experienced player.
It sometimes happens, you know, the pressure catches you. Especially, he's not that experienced on a TV table, not at all. And Sanchez and Alcaide have been playing so well, which means that they have been on the TV table a lot. In Europe, in the States, here for Matchroom. So it's almost a homecoming for them.
Certainly in the case of Alcaide, he's been a TV regular for a decade or more. And they're making short work of this rack. I'll tell you what, looking around, Alex, there's some glum faces among the Romanian supporters. They're not enjoying this.
Yeah, they're being silenced by El Matador and Ferrari.
Completely stone faces, folded arms. Not enjoying what they're seeing so far. Alcaide and Sanchez Ruiz are loving it. They have moved to 3-1 in this race to 7. And the Romanians struggling with their shots, struggling for rhythm, struggling with their composure. And they need to regroup quickly because it's only a race to 7. That's a short sprint and the Spaniards are nearly halfway there already.
Yeah, and Sanchez and Alcaide are breaking. You know, they have to keep their fingers crossed so to not lose also the next rack.
This one is so far going according to the script. A 4th seed looks like progressing. Will Scotland, the number 7 seed, beat New Zealand? Will England A, the number 4 seed, beat India? Will the Romanians come back in this one? There's still plenty of time. 3-1 is certainly not done and dusted, but the signs are worrying. You know, the in-play odds markets now, the odds are shortening by the second on the Spaniards, and they're going off the scale for the Romanians.
Going to break, leading 3 racks to 1.
At the start of the match, or yesterday at least, the odds were 7-1 for Romania to win, which are ridiculously high, since Braga and Ladanyi can play for sure.
Well, the one ball is gone, and so too is another. I think that was the orange 5 that just dropped bottom left as we were looking.
Yeah, good break here. 2 balls down. It looks like Romania is going to get punished hard for their mistakes.
Just look at that spread of balls all around the table.
It's nice to watch Sanchez, both Alcaide. Alcaide is the mentor of Sanchez. He communicates a lot, traveling around the world. At tournaments, he's always talking, you know. He's really mentored Sanchez to at least European top level. Overhit that ball. Big time. Safety option is on the left side of the 4, a thick contact placed left of the 7, and have the 4 bump into the short rail and back down 2 diamonds.
Extension called.
Or offense. Okay, he pockets the ball so good. And when you attack, you stay in control. He's shooting.
And gets a kiss as well. Oof.
1 and 3-2.
And 3-2, you would think is where we're heading, but let's see how Braga can settle down. He is stabbed at that one.
They now, Alcaide and Sanchez are talking about the draw shot that Sanchez played. Overran the mark by at least 3 diamonds. Very compact and quick backswing by Braga. That's how he always plays. A stroke like that sometimes works for you, sometimes it works against you. Nice.
Oh,
nice.
Really gave it a bit of power there, didn't
yeah,
he?
he loves being out there. Beautiful stroke.
That was a right hook from the ex-boxer, and there's the knockout blow. One little slip. That's all it needed. The flags are back out. Hope springing eternal. They pulled to within 1. They are right back in business, the Romanians. Doesn't take much to change the course of a rack of 9-ball, does it? A game of 9-ball. 1 rack, as you say, could have been 4-1. Instead, it's 3-2, and the Romanians will break.
Yeah, for me that's the beauty in sports, in cue sports, in darts, in tennis, the momentum swings. Continue their run.
Here's Braga. Doesn't get a wing ball, and I don't think he's going to get anything. That's not what they were looking for, just as they had momentum.
Yeah.
Is it my imagination, or are we seeing a lot of dry breaks in this first game?
Dry breaks.
This first day?
The table still needs to get broken in because the cloth is so super slick. The balls don't sit as well as they will do in 1 day or 2. And the players aren't breaking the same, so all players are trying different things. So we don't see a pattern yet. But I know the pattern so good. Different conditions, different setting. And what works up there doesn't necessarily work down here.
Yeah. This must be so frustrating for Braga, as you say. Just was feeling so good upstairs in the practice room. Comes down here. Everything's different.
Yeah,
the humidity, the lights, the pressure, the intensity of people looking, the cameras. It's a different world.
That's the trap in cue sports. If you want it too much or if you feel too good, overconfidence looms. You need to be a little afraid, a little worried about positions and how to play your shots. But it's about taking care of the simple things. Now Alcaide doesn't want to leave Sanchez straight in on the 7 because the 8 doesn't pass the 9.
It's all about angle, isn't it?
Yeah,
and has he got enough?
Well, the good news for Sanchez is that he is close to the 7. The angle is marginal, but at least he's close.
Rolling it down the rail, and that's put the... That was interesting. Alcaide called an extension. way before he needed to. He knew he had to really just take a bit of time with this one. Now he's happy. Now he's over it. And he's missed it.
The world pool
What a
master.
shock. What a shocker. It looks like he's got a bit of break, a lucky break off the back end. But this is unexpected. That's a man in as good a form as you can say right now in World Pool.
Extension called.
Yeah.
And we should be looking at 4-2 here. Instead, a lifeline's been thrown out for the Romanians. Alcaide, I think, more stunned than anybody.
Difficult save. Holding for him. Very nice, with a lot of quality.
And we're getting the fist pump going with the Romanians as well. He loved it.
Wow.
Not
Now what?
Not a good idea to fist pump Ladanyi. You'll break your own hand.
Yeah, look at him.
Yeah. The Mike Tyson fan.
He loves this. I see him on the Euro Tour and I see him in European Championships, but he's much more laid back then.
This doesn't look good.
No, it's going to be 3-0, Nick. It's amazing that Alcaide missed that 8-ball to the side pocket.
Really. And these fans are just looking for an excuse to erupt. Well, haven't things from David Alcaide is punished with interest. The Romanians back in it. This race to 7 locked at 3 apiece. Which way is this one going to go?
One2Bet sponsors the World Cup of Pool.
Mark Williams, exactly the same position. That on a 6x12 though. But it's not about distance and pocket size, it's about how... Because with that shot that Alcaide played, it was a minimum amount of unwanted side that made the cue ball deflect off course.
With all that power he's got, Ladanyi is still struggling to find a consistent break. The orange 5 was thinking about it, top right there, and just decided, nah, put the brakes on, go dry. Let's get the Spanish back up.
Even if they see the one, full vision of the one, and they don't because they're gonna... Alcaide took out his jump cue. They won't have a shot on the 2 because the path of the 2 is blocked by the 9. So he just wants to make it.
Like that.
To stay in the driving seat. And then, with this position, then he'll reconsider what to do. Crazy difficult shot if they want to play the combination. Alternatively, they can play a safety, but it's... If they overcut the 2 to the long rail, send it to the middle of the short rail and make the cue ball come out, I don't know if they can avoid with ease the 4 ball. Okay, they're attacking. 2-9 combination.
Well, you said this was a crazy shot.
Super difficult.
It really is. Where's that going? Gets a little touch and just along a little bit in terms of safety play, so they stay out of danger there. Let's look where that cue ball's ended up.
Can't complain.
Yeah, this could have turned out bad as it is. That cue ball's going to be jammed up under the orange there. There's enough room for him to work it, obviously, but the 2 is all the way down the other end of the table.
Now, he can, again, as before, try to hit it very thin. That's always difficult, let alone with the 5 ball there hampering his cueing. Can also choose to play a half ball contact. Send the 2 towards the 4, hide behind the 3.
he doesn't get the hide, and that's going to bounce out. That needed to die on the rail, didn't it? And it didn't, and he knows it. Another rueful shake of the head from the Romanian.
Never expected that 2-ball to follow the 5-in.
You can see by his reaction, he wasn't expecting that, because that's changed the plan.
If the 3 passes to 9, it's a very tight pocket.
Behind the brown, not quite, but he'll take that.
Nice little smart shot. You know, even it's a roll that the cue ball is glued to the 9, but even without that, it would have been a nice shot with a good speed.
So let's see. We know Ladanyi packs a punch. How much finesse has he got?
Foul stroke.
Not enough. That was a tough one, though. That was not easy to get out of.
No. Start the clock, please.
Yeah, he didn't hit that. It wasn't easy, and the side pocket was in the way somewhat, so he chose to hit under the side pocket, opening the angle. Could also have chosen to play past the side pocket and shortening the angle with stun and or draw. But even though they're looking to take one on the chin, the 7th rack, you know, they're well in the match, the Romanians.
Well, I think if you'd offered them 3-all after 6, they'd have said, thank you very much, we'll take that.
Yeah, and I mean, they see that Sanchez and Alcaide are feeling it. And the only thing you want in a TV setting, if you're playing against a big gun, you want him to feel it just like you're doing.
This is not a guarantee, but that looks like it more or less has made it a guarantee for the Spaniards. Lovely position from Sanchez Ruiz to set up Alcaide for the 8-ball. Well, it was all about the safety play. That opened up this rack. And that's got the Spanish juggernaut back on track after they hit a couple of bumps in the road. Back in business.
Yeah, they collected some rolls in this 7th rack. First, when Sanchez tried to play that 2-9 combination, hit it hard, and then the cue ball flew around and ended up all the way up table against the short rail. And then when he stuck the cue ball to the 9-ball, attempting that carom.
Alex, you do a lot of coaching these days. How much is it if it is psychological? If you're coaching a player that's just had a bad shot, you've got to make him forget it. Equally, if he plays a brilliant shot, you don't let him dwell on that and reflect on past glories. You've just got to stay in the moment, haven't you?
Yeah, but you know, the players don't get coached during the game, during the match. So, you know, a player, it's the mental game, the mental ability of the player to keep the discipline during the match, to keep on telling himself that.
And is that something you can coach, or is that something that the player has to find himself?
I think a coach or a mental coach or sports psychologists, they just help the player to grow, to develop, to mature, actually. To mature, to go into the match knowing it and feeling it and being aware. Good break.
Yeah. The reason I asked is Alcaide certainly seems to have just completely forgotten about that 8-ball. That's ancient history already.
Yeah, you have to have a short-term memory. And I think the biggest difference between elite players and below is the ability to make a reset. At any time, the ability to make a reset and really believe you can start from scratch and be good. No matter what has happened before that. nicely in the heart of the pocket. But this is far from a good position for Sanchez. Sanchez is carrying Alcaide at the moment. Nicely done, because he cheated the pocket. He pocketed the 3 ball all the way in the side of the pocket, creating more angle than he had. He's showing a lot of maturity. Not good. Sanchez needs to cover Alcaide's back once again.
Not for the first time, as you pointed out, Alex. You wouldn't know who the senior partner is in this combination. That's what we've seen so far. As you say, Alcaide's game is a mess, but Sanchez Ruiz is rock solid at the moment.
Now it's tight. He definitely can make the 6. Worst case, he'll roll the cue ball with the right spin, so he can hit it a little fatter even. I mean, Sanchez is always going to have a shot on the 8. If he limits his speed, he can cheat the pocket.
Extension called.
He can almost hit it straight in the rail.
What they cannot afford here is to open the door for the Romanians. And they are watching this very intently. I'm feeling they think they might have a nibble at this. Let's see. No, there you go. That's why.
Oh,
that's exactly why.
Forehand.
And I tell you what, that's further evidence of Alcaide's game just not being on at the moment. It was so interesting just looking at the Romanians on that shot, Alex. They were almost expecting that.
Oh man. Ooh, he timed that shot bad, because playing with that amount of side, the cue ball will curve into the object ball. And it took too much. 4-4, and now Braga all of a sudden has this bounce in his step, because he knows he's not the weakest link in his group of 4.
You are not kidding. Well, we know who is the weakest link right now. A second clanger from David Alcaide. It's got the Romanians back in it. It's got that crowd back in full voice as well. They should be out of sight. Instead, another one from Alcaide. Just nudging that 9 ball for the foul, ball in hand, rack over. Well, he is having a tough time.
A humbling game it is. 3 months ago he won the World Pool Masters in front of his friends and family in Gibraltar.
Rack 9, Romania to break.
Now he's
4 racks
looking
each.
vulnerable. Good break.
Got a side pocket there. I think that was the one that flew into that left-hand side pocket.
And that's a nice little roll for the Romanians, because the 3 ball nudged the 2 ball into a visible position. Before that it was hidden behind the 7. He has a couple of options. All safety options require a floating cue ball, lagging the ball. Oh, he's playing it very thin. Cue ball behind the 3-6.
I don't think that's quite what he was looking for.
The sellout sold out the table. Matador and Ferrari back. play for the combination. Oh,
my goodness me, it's infecting Sanchez Ruiz now.
Amazing. Did it? People are talking about possible surprises in the first round, 16 matches, and this country is named, that country is named, and everyone said, yeah, not Spain, not Spain.
Yep. But whatever Alcaide's caught, it's infectious.
Man. 4-6 combination, won't miss that.
I bet Ladanyi is the most relieved man in the building.
Yeah. Okay, this is good. Needs to dig down though. He's a little close to the rail. No, he's playing follow. Wow. Wow. A lot of confidence there. I think most players, especially non-elite players, would have dug in the cue ball, played a stop shot. Just not hit the 7.
Oh dear.
A poor shot.
Yeah, Braga is still stuck in neutral as well. This is a strange
but this
match,
is,
isn't it?
it was a poor stroke, but an abysmal stroke, you can say, I believe. But I think it's a wrong shot to play in a TV table with top left. If he would play stun, like soft stun, to land on the left side of the 4, I don't think he would ever have missed that ball.
Is that lack of experience in this environment?
Definitely. Oh.
Well, Alcaide can't hit a barn door at the moment.
Man. Trying to stay calm.
Oh, this is almost painful to watch.
Well, I actually like this sort of drama in the pool match. Not for the players, it's terrible.
I was going to say, it's painful to watch David Alcaide suffering, isn't it? This is no fun for him.
Extension called.
Now, it's not easy to play double speed to go to the top rail and back because the 4 is in the way. The pink 4.
That was a long conversation. Braga went back into his chair, which is the giveaway.
Really? Well, you know, a good effort, but I really hope for them that there wasn't a pot on.
We'll find out.
So, yeah. But nice. This is the second time Ladanyi plays a safety of this type. So thin, so smooth.
So he's not all about power, but has he given Sanchez Ruiz something to work with here? He'll play it safe as well.
Nice shot. Nice shot.
That's jammed up behind that 5 ball, isn't it? That's where he wanted it.
Now if he plays 3 rails, Braga, over the right side of the table, like this, he's favored to hit the ball, but I don't know if he can reach. Yeah, he can. Yeah, clearly he can. 3 rails. Boom. Good shot. And this is what I thought about before. In doubles matches or team matches, there's often someone carrying the team, but often for the winning team, the weaker player always makes this one shot, like many poor, but one good shot to do it. And maybe this was the one that Braga made us wait for.
Well, he's certainly come up with the goods. What's Alcaide going to do here?
Well, is there, you know, if there's enough room between the top rail and the 3, I like to kick behind it, kick and stick it. Maybe selling out the 3 ball, but at least sticking the cue ball to the rail and giving my opponent distance. Who's playing? Ladanyi. This is a pressure pot if there ever was one.
It is, because it's possible, but it's not easy.
He can punch it. Needs to float it in.
No, it was never right from the moment it left the cue, but is he going to fluke it?
Oh, what a drama.
That's one of those "this is your night" moments, isn't it?
But still, if we would add up all the rolls in favor of Spain, in favor of Romania, it would be even.
Well, then he got a huge slice of luck last time up. He's going to have to watch his queuing action. Referee Brendan Moore is taking a very close look at this. He's really restricted the queuing action there, but he's made it look really easy. What a shot!
Oh man, what a shot that was. Shot of the championship for me thus far. Championship is young, only day one, the 4th match. But he hit that splendid.
Braga wants that to just react off the rail. Ideally would have wanted a little bit more.
I like playing this with a strong draw, short rail, and bounce off of the left long rail. Oh, nice.
Ladanyi's enjoying himself out there, isn't he? You can see it.
He put the cue ball exactly where he pointed it out at. I mean, he did what he could. No more. Good stroke by Braga. And they take the lead and they're firing up the crowd. Romania needs 2 racks. Spain needs 3.
Well, this is stunning stuff. David Alcaide having a meltdown. The Romanians taking full advantage, and you saw the reaction from Braga as he put that 9 down. They believe that they can pull off the shock here. The Spanish, and Alcaide in particular, need to get their act together, and quickly.
OneTwoBet sponsors the World Cup of...
And those last 2 rotations of the 1 ball have put it in such a position that the bank, a straight bank to the side pocket, is not on. It's bankable, but he'll need to cross it.
Well, Alcaide, whose confidence must be through the floor. And when we just went to our break, Alcaide took a timeout and he stormed off out of this arena just to get some fresh air. I think as much as anything, he needs to clear his head. And he's played the safety shot.
Containing safety. Just giving distance, maximum distance.
Extension
Can Ladanyi do it for the 3rd time this match? The ultra thin hit on the 1 ball. It's far, but the angle is good. Hit it too thick and did not get lucky.
No, he didn't. He needed it to hide behind that red.
So initiative shifts back to the Spaniards. From the 1 to the 3. Very well doable. Now the angle from the... Oh, did he miss that shot?
My goodness me, and he scratched as well. Ball in hand. I mean, it just goes from bad to worse for the Spaniards.
Oh man, that backswing was all over the place. The backswing when the players pull back the cue to get ready for the final delivery. Nowhere near online.
I tell you, the Romanians, they're physically moving so fast around this table. I don't think they can believe what's happening here. They don't want to break the spell. Braga was just up out of his chair so quickly playing that shot, and meanwhile the inquest is going on between the 2 Spaniards at the moment. Well, as I said earlier, whatever Alcaide had, he's passed it on to his partner. And they need to get healthy quickly because this match is slipping away from them.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to ask you, Alex, I'm sure you've been on both ends of this when you've been in form and your partner's struggling and vice versa. But what do you do when you're both misfiring?
Well, the last time, actually the only time I played World Cup of Pool was with Rico Dix in '07 because it was held in Holland. So we had two teams. One was Team A with Nick and Niels, and the second was Rico and me. And it happened. And it happened to Rico, actually. You know, he imploded, he fell apart, and I froze up. And I thought about it. What should I have done? And in hindsight, anything would have been better than what we did. We stayed in the arena. I could have bought him a shot of vodka, give him a slap in the face, whatever. Push him, throw water. Just a reset, something to make a reset. In the meanwhile, they have lost the position. Keeping it simple.
Yeah, they certainly
keeping it simple.
Yeah, and they didn't want that 7 dropping either, because that's a very clever little safety shot.
Extension call.
It's funny how this game has turned. Do you remember that after 3 racks we were thinking it was the Romanians, and Braga in particular, they just hadn't settled, they couldn't find a shot. We were talking about the Spaniards cruising along, the odds drifting out on the Romanians, and boy, how things have changed.
Oh, nice. Perfect line. Clap on the shoulder by Sanchez.
Yeah.
Good shot.
Well, they're trying to G each other up. There's no finger pointing going on between the Spaniards, and I guess when you've both had a couple of absolute clangers as these two have, at least there's no blame game going on. You're both in it together.
Yeah. Now 3 reels around the 8 ball. Oh!
I tell you, that is some shot. That is some shot.
Beautiful hit. He did hit the jaw of the corner pocket, I believe. Out of sight.
Didn't need that kiss. It's made this a high-pressure shot for Ladanyi, but if there's one man out of this quartet that you would back to make the tough shot, it's Ladanyi. And I tell you, if he makes this, it's going to put Romania on the hill.
3 ways to hit this, with low right, coming out of the corner 2 rails. High right, floated 2 rails. Or with more speed, 4 rails. He's looking like playing it with authority. Booyah.
He's not missed much at all, has he? Look at this. Look at this. And just listen to that reaction. The Spaniards falling apart and the Romanians taking advantage. They're on the hill. Those fans are happy. They're not there yet, but they really are looking good. And in contrast, these two, they're just talking. They just cannot seem to work out what is going on. All the pressure is off. Ladanyi on the right there has been rock solid all match. His partner now has picked it up as well.
Yeah. And knowing Braga, he's in the chair saying to Ladanyi, I told you, I told you.
He's taking all the credit, is he?
Yeah. No, they're doing good. Good shot making by Ladanyi. Great.
And I'll tell you what, they're due a decent break. Braga has not. Has he had a ball down from the break? I don't think he has.
No, I think once he made 1 ball.
Well, if ever he needed a terrific break, this is it. How they would love to just shut the door, turn the key in the lock and
Romania
throw it away.
Yeah, I would love to see some images of the IDM club in Bucharest now. It's probably jam-packed, everyone watching this match.
Braga, again, just cannot find a ball off a break.
I once read a book about golf, and there was one quote in the book, and it said, if a man tells you he's finally found it, like the way to play, then bet him all you have.
Yeah.
You know, that's the biggest trap there is, to think that you've solved it.
And the biggest mistake you can make in 9-ball is to get on the hill and think you've won. You haven't.
Slow roll, right spin. I think he's got the snooker, but look at how the balls are situated. The 6 balls down table. You know, just hit the 1, give speed, and make the 1 or the cue ball go down table. They're almost favourite to resave the ball.
You know what, if he has got the snooker, Alex, it's only just because that was not a shot
Extension
played with
call.
confidence, was it? There's no belief.
And even, I would almost, well, no, if you can see it, you clip it. Could play the bank, but the cue ball will slow down a lot. Smart shot.
Yep, that
He
is.
didn't succeed. I mean, they have a shot on the 1. But I think it's smart to at least not give a sellout to your opponent.
Especially the way the balls are spread around the table here, Alex. Just looking at this, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but the first pair to get control of this table, and it looks like it might be the Spaniards, would have every chance of just cleaning up.
Yeah. It was a good shot by Alcaide. The challenge is position, the route from the 5 to the 6. Not a big challenge. I mean, if they can keep the cue ball close to the long rail on the right, they'll have an angle on the 5 to go forward and come around to 6 to play the 6 to the same pocket. This is the best feeling in pool for me. Being down in the score, but then chasing your opponent.
Making them sit there and think about it, yeah? Because they were celebrating, but the finish line could be a mirage. They haven't crossed it yet, and here come the Spaniards. All off that dry break.
Many dry breaks for the Romanians, and we saw it in the stat attack. We saw that the Spaniards have, on average, I think 1.5 ball per break. Makes them a favorite to make a ball, breaking in rack 12.
Well, it didn't look a daunting rack. As I said, whoever gets control of this should clean up. When Alcaide played that first shot of this little run, the odds were that the Spaniards would pull to within 1, and of course they break.
Oh, he got a kick. Bad contact.
That's gonna.
Yep.
He's got it. It's just come off the rail a little bit.
Yeah.
Alcaide wants the ball to be cleaned off the back of that as well.
But now, you know, it's not funny. It's funny, I wanted to say, but it's not funny. But Alcaide now, subconsciously, you start to think, I cannot miss this ball, can I?
And the answer is no, he can't. Well, just as quickly as looking like they were on their way out, the Spaniards are right back in business. The dry break did for the Romanians. 6-5 it is. And some smiles there. Look, things have changed.
Through social media, I just got a message from Alexandru Balas from Bucharest. He's saying they're watching this match in all the pool clubs in Romania.
I'll bet they are.
So there'll be many fingers crossed at the moment.
Well, there's the numbers. They don't really tell the tale of what an extraordinary match this has been. Errors mainly from the Spaniards have been the main talking point, but they are still in it. Alcaide Sanchez Ruiz, dry breaks have really hurt the Romanians. What can Sanchez Ruiz come up with here? He's got a side ball. Oh, look at this. Look,
a hammer break. A hammer break.
Do they even bother playing out the rest of this rack? This is painting by numbers now.
Yeah,
look at that.
This is quality, with your back against the wall, to play your heart out, to never ever surrender. And this is the nice thing about winner break format, that no matter what the score is, you can always come back in the match. So how much angle will they have on the 5? Perfect.
Certainly the two Romanians are sitting there just thinking, come on, give us a break here, give us a chance, because that's what they need.
Good shot. Now the tricky thing here on the TV table is that normally on an older cloth, you know, you can punch the ball or float it with top left, center left. Well, actually not a problem whatsoever for Sanchez. He has found his timing, he's hitting the ball nice, as is Alcaide.
Like two different players, good rhythm, speed, confidence is back. We are this 9 ball away from Hill. It's turned around in the blink of an eye here. The Romanians, who were so close, have just spent the last 2 racks stuck in their seats. It's the Romanians who've got the chance to break. And these fans, the Romanians, still have hope, but they need a dry break. They need a mistake. They may not get out of their seats again. They know it's out of their control right now. They've just got to sit and hope. But the way these two have played these last couple of racks, it's changed massively. What an extraordinary match this has been.
Yeah, beautiful. That's
really
what you want.
Yeah.
Race to 7, winner breaks. A lot at stake. A lot of pride with nations competing with each other.
Thank you. The deciding rack. Spain to break.
And what is he
6
trying
racks
to
each.
do? Head on, full force, or cut? Cut break.
Gets aside again.
Yeah, that's yeah, a lucky ball to go in. So not the corner ball, not the 1 ball. But the good thing about cut breaking is that you can maneuver the 1 towards the corner pocket. So that's the reward that he gets now. The 2-4 combination is not nice. Not something you'd like to play for, so he'll play low right to position on the low side of the 2. How did you hit it?
Wow.
How did you hit it, Ferrari?
Wow. Well, this is truly stunning, isn't it?
Threading the needle. Beautiful comeback by Alcaide and Sanchez. Now can they finish it? Because with the comeback there are 2 things. One is to come back with a position to win it, and the second is to clinch it, because then the pressure comes back.
I was just looking at Braga, then sat in his chair. He muttered something to himself, probably Romanian, for I can't believe this. But this is how cruel this game can be. You can have everything going your way, but just one little glimmer of a chance for the other guys, and they can do this to you. 4 balls away from a place in the second round, and they've not only had to beat Romania to get there, they've had to beat themselves to get there. Well, whoever does go through, I think they will be expecting to face the United States in the second round. Alcaide Sanchez Ruiz will have to clean up their act a little bit if they're to get past the Americans.
Taking nothing for granted here. Well, I would like to come close to the 8 ball. Angle doesn't matter so much. Just come close. Close enough with a good angle. This is a natural shot. He'll float across table. Doesn't have to give any side spin. Go to the second diamond on the other long rail.
Yeah, now Alcaide's happy. They got away with it. Somehow, despite playing some of the worst pool as a pair they've played in a long, long time, they've come back from 6-4 down with a tremendous supercharged burst. Sanchez Ruiz and Alcaide have somehow got themselves out of trouble. They can celebrate, they can smile, they can take a deep breath, and they can go into round 2 knowing they can play a lot better than this. The Romanians scared the life out of them, but it's the Spanish that have got through. 7-6. We'll take another short break. Back with reaction in just a moment.
HIuen Bet sponsors the World Cup of Pool.